My message to you today does not change from previous years in regards to the fact about child abuse, albeit we are making some improvement. However, 10% of all Australian children will still be abused. 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 6 boys will still be abused before they're 18 years of age. 90% of those children, that abuse is inflicted on them by people they know, love and trust. In 30% of child sexual abuse cases, the child is still not willing to disclose that abuse until later in life out of fear. One fact that won't change in relation to the facts around child abuse is the effect that it has on a child's life. And this is a message that must be repeated year after year after year. Trauma from child abuse results in neurobiological damage within a child's brain, which, if left untreated, will leave that child developmentally impaired, physically, socially and cognitively. Child abuse in Australia is a serious challenge which has crept upon us insidiously because of our ostrich-like approach to the awareness of the issue. This stigma on our society bodes no good for future generations. It is a time for courage and determination, a time to listen to voices offering alternatives, a time to direct the resources straight to the child and the family. In the last 12 months, the number of children on care and protection orders increased 8.5% to 35,409. In the last 5 years, that increase has been by 47%. Now, before we start to think that one of the causative factors of this increase is our increased awareness of some of the problems in our Indigenous communities in the north of our state, let me tell you, child sexual abuse is 10% lower in Indigenous children than in non-Indigenous children. Child abuse spares no race, ethnicity or economic standing. For the children who have suffered abuse, and for those for whom we endeavour to prevent it, we are their ambassadors. We are called to speak for the voiceless and the vulnerable victims of child abuse. We make an appeal to you today, our supporters, to join us with faith and confidence on this journey to rid Australia of this extraordinary human disaster that has lasted far too long. And from its experience, may there be born a society that has no tolerance to child abuse and from which every Australian will be proud. In the words of Jesse Jackson, you must face reality, that which is, but then dream of a reality that ought to be, that which must be. The wind of change is blowing through our country, and whether we like it or not, community awareness and the realisation of the horrors of child abuse is emerging. Before the cure must come the understanding, and I do believe our communities are beginning to understand. The supporters of Parkerville Children and Youth Care are aware of our growth of services in recent years for children who have suffered abuse. Indeed, you have been responsible for it. Your gift of funds, of volunteer time, of pro bono contributions, of advocacy to our cause, has brought us where we are today, and I sincerely thank you. We would not have succeeded without you. Once in a rare while, the fundamental architecture of a significant part of our society shifts. 2 years ago, we witnessed a group of social entrepreneurs support the work of our organisation in such a way as to dismiss the myth that Australians were not philanthropic. 2 years ago, we asked you for $4.5 million on a risky adventure to create something new and innovative. You gave us what we needed, and our dream is a reality. One of the first corporate supporters to support our Child Advocacy Centre project was the Sundance Group. And some of the individual members of the Sundance board became individual philanthropists to our cause, Jeff Wedlock and Don Lewis. Sadly, on the 19th of June this year, we lost those supporters in a tragic plane accident. I ask you at this time to join with me in acknowledging the pioneering support of the Sundance Group and those individuals with a short round of applause. In February 2011, 2 years and 4 months since we launched our capital campaign, the George Jones Child Advocacy Centre, the first of its kind in Australia, will open. This dream is only part of a dream, a building that will hopefully be the catalyst for more. But the Child Advocacy Centre is more than a child-centred building. The Child Advocacy Centre is a place where children can be looked after wholeheartedly. It is a place that presents a new wave of change in caring for and treating abused children. It is a place where children will live for hope, and it will eliminate their state of hopelessness. It is a place where the disciplines of health, welfare, mental health, and police will come together as one team with the focus on the child. It is not a set of promises. It is a set of challenges. But I believe for the future of children, the times demand new inventions, new innovations, new imaginings. The old ways are ending. They have run their course. New ways of professional collaboration and partnership are emerging. The understanding and philanthropic support of our communities are making a difference. We can eliminate child abuse for future generations. This organisation, with its 107-year history of caring for vulnerable children, great as it is, can only be as great as the men and women who strive to make a difference in a child's life. They are the staff, volunteers and board members of Parkerville Children and Youth Care, and I thank them for their enduring commitment. Their dream is a dream of peace and safety for children, a dream of a world in which each child is cherished and where tears only occur because of accidental bumps, bruises and broken toys. And yet, they are realistic enough to know that they live in a world where thousands of children are sexually violated by people they know, love and trust. That they live in a world in which children experience the most painful physical injury at the hands of those with whom they should be safe. For our staff, their world is one of listening to stories of violence, watching tears, hearing nightmares, seeing fear in the eyes of the children they care for and treat. And yet, they keep coming back, day in, day out. They are working towards a world where their dreams and their daily reality are merging. They know what it will take to stop child abuse. They know the journey will be long and challenging, but they are willing to commit. They are willing to give a piece of themselves for the sake of others not so fortunate. I recently read a story from one of our staff scheduled for our annual report and why she worked for our organisation and why she kept coming back. 2 simple things, she said. Hope, that I can make a difference in a child's life, no matter how small, to help them heal from a traumatic experience. And secondly, knowing that I'm not alone, knowing that I am part of a team. You people here today, you band of supporters, you provide hope to our staff to continue the work they're doing, providing hope to children. The ambition of Parkerville Children and Youth Care is to wipe every tear from every eye of every child who's ever suffered abuse. That may be beyond us. But as long as there are tears of suffering for children, our work will never be done. We shall never allow the torch of child advocacy to be blown out. Opportunity is here now, clear and shining for a community to make a difference. I ask you, our supporters, to help us stop child abuse in Australia. In the words of Nelson Mandela, we owe children, the most valuable citizens in any society, a life free from violence and abuse. Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.